Can we please just stop demonizing food? There are things that you definitely don't want to eat if they cause a problem for you, and I've had some people realize once they cut a certain type of food out of their diet that yes, that was causing a problem for me and I shouldn't continue to eat it because it's still causing a problem for me. And they make that habit change and they're doing better. But then I see this post on Twitter today, and it's some guy who claims to be a doctor and a health coach, saying, what did you indulge in over the holidays that you shouldn't have, and you'd better confess now because you should feel guilty about eating that. No, they shouldn't, unless it was literally like something that's poisoning them. So if you eat something that you know makes you feel bad, you should feel bad about eating that because you willingly poisoned yourself. But if it's just like, okay, I had a chocolate chip cookie that I made that was all of the things I needed it to be, and that was fine. Or I had a glass of wine with dinner, and that was fine. Those are okay things. But here's the other problem I'm seeing. All these diets, all these literally diets, because they can't be sustained for long periods of time. And I'll give you an example. So somebody says to you, oh, you just need to go on a low oxalate diet. And 6 weeks later, you're tired, your skin's dry, your hair's falling out, and you can't figure out why. And they don't know why either, because they didn't do the research on the foods that you're eating, and they don't understand what's happening in your body. And what they've done is just push you into a sulfur overdrive. And so now you need to not only be on a low oxalate diet, but you also need to be on a low sulfur diet. And no, let's not forget that we need to remove every single histamine from your diet as well. But black seed oil is actually healthy for you, and it's anti-inflammatory, but it's on the no list. And then there's this one list that says this is low oxalate and low histamine and it's paleo friendly. But then you look at other ones and it doesn't include this specific type of protein, and you're like, well, which one am I supposed to believe? Oh, and then I've got this like beautiful PDF for you to follow, and it's highlighted, and anything that's in red you should really probably avoid, but it might be okay in moderation. We just don't know how your body's going to react to it, so let's just try it and see it. Honestly, can we make this any more confusing for people if we tried? Here are the basics. Eat protein. Eat vegetables. Eat a serving of fruit every day. Make sure you get a healthy fat, and make sure that you are maybe getting a starch or two a week. And it's really interesting to me because I have plenty of people who can't eat chicken eggs, but they can eat quail eggs. But if you look at all the dietary information, those say, no, you can't have those because they're high inflammatory, high histamine. But less people react to them than they do to chicken eggs. Grains are not a necessary part of your diet. They were bought and paid for by farmers in the United States who get grants from the government to keep their farms growing grain that we don't need in our diet on a daily basis. You do need the polyphenols and the antioxidants from vegetables and fruits. If you want to make them low oxalate, there's a lot of things you can do to go that way, like most of your leafy greens, which if you were doing a low oxalate, low histamine diet, you would have to cut all of those out. If you're doing the leafy greens, all of them can be blanched and you remove the oxalates. If you want to eat nuts and seeds, soak them for at least 4, but up to 12 hours, and you remove oxalates. It's not as hard as we're making it be. Especially if you've had someone who's operated in a restricted eating pattern for whatever reason, we have to make food less scary and less complicated. People need to nourish their bodies, which means that they need to eat real food. And if we put all these restrictions on it, we're perpetuating a cycle that got them probably partially in trouble in the first place. The primary producers in your body of high histamines or reaction to foods are going to be poor gut bacteria, poor liver and gallbladder function, your methylation status, and the environment that you live in. Because believe it or not, if you went on a low histamine, low oxalate diet, you'd also have to give up all fermented foods, which then perpetuates high histamines in your system because the fermented foods help your gut bacteria. If we clean up the gut and we detox the liver, detox the gallbladder, and help the organs function the way that they are designed, we have less of a histamine response to food, which means that we have less restricted eating. If we teach the body or give the body different enzymes, we can help it digest foods better. And there are supplements that help histamine block without you taking antihistamines and ruining all of the mucosal linings in your body. If you're living in an environment that has mold, has a high pollen count, your need to work on your gut health is even more important, and you need to get the mold remediated, because otherwise you will continue to react or overreact to everything in your environment. But food shouldn't be demonized. It's there designed to nourish you.